Well, first off, I want to introduce you to some of our recruitment team. These are people who are instrumental to your process of getting here, whether it is more questions about your application or just anything else you need at all. We're happy to answer your questions or point you to the place where you can get answers. So here's myself, and then you'll meet some of us as well during the rest of the events today. Some of the facts about us, which I'm sure some of you may know, is that we're a medium-sized university. It's sitting at only 19,000 students. We have an excellent faculty to student ratio of 1 to 30. And this is just one of the many things in which you'll see a theme throughout the presentation, that we're so focused on student experience and providing you with support. And that's something you can do when you only have to keep track of another 30 people. Another thing I want to highlight is that we have over 100 countries represented here at Brock, and nearly 13% of our student population is from outside Canada, which again, mentioning that Canada is so synonymous with diversity, and you'll so easily run into people from other places. Talking a bit about the weather for those of you who are not here yet, the spring is 17 degrees, summer is 27, fall is 9, and winter is -8. For those of you who've never experienced a winter before, I can tell you this is pretty much as warm as it gets here in Canada. We have a very manageable winter, and if you compare us with other locations from around the world, you'll find that we are very close in weather to Bilbao, Spain. So it's pretty nice, and I can tell you, as someone who's never experienced a winter here, that it was very manageable. Another thing to mention in terms of our location is that we are just perfectly located for the student who wants to get the most out of their experience here, meaning that we're just 20 minutes away from Niagara Falls, a beautiful place. And actually, if you look at my video background, this is Niagara Falls on the Canadian side. We're only half an hour away from Buffalo, New York, and 60 minutes away to downtown Toronto. So if you really want to make the most out of your weekends, make day trips, or you just want to explore the region around you, we're very well located to allow you to explore Ontario and Canada. This is our beautiful campus. It starts a little bit left of this picture and it carries on all the way over here. Some of the things we'll mention throughout the presentation is, of course, the residences. You can see some of our townhouse style over here, some of our semi-suite here, more residents over here and over here as well. You can find some classrooms here. This is our library, some labs here, and some more classrooms over here. And we are the only university in Canada that has the privilege of being located at a UNESCO World Biosphere Reserve, meaning that everywhere you look, you'll be surrounded by nature. We have pretty much everyone else beat for locations to go and stretch your legs between classes. So one of the things I want to mention is that we're very well aware that an important part of your student experience is the places you go to and the places you have to study. So one of the things we can mention is our Goodman Expansion. This building was recently completed in around 2019 or 2020, if I'm not mistaken. This big expansion was meant to help anyone who's part of the Goodman School of Business have access to more updated facilities, and just overall provide you guys with a space to work, be successful, and be happy. Of course, we also have a campus tour available. This is an old link. I'm sorry about that, but we will share the new link in the description, the chat, sorry. You're more than welcome to visit us online and have more of a hands-on experience of what the campus looks like. So here are the top 5 reasons why people have picked us internationally. I want to highlight 3 of them. Number 3 is that personalized international student support. So what I was talking about at the very beginning of the presentation, the fact that it's a 1 to 30 student to faculty ratio, it means that we are here to support you in whichever way you need to be successful. Whether you're not used to speaking English every single day, you have difficulties with university math, whatever it may be, we're here to help you and support your international student success. Additionally, we have career-driven programming. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, we have programs like game design, public health, and sport management, which are seldom seen on the university level and are seldom seen with such a level of experiential education. We understand that for today, for you to excel and outstand in your work market, you have to be very hands-on, and we provide you with that education. But most importantly, number 5 is that Brock leads to success. We have an incredibly high number of success rate in our students. We see that people who graduate from Brock, 96% of them find employment just 6 months after graduation. That kind of translates to 2 important numbers as well. One of them being that we're first in Canada for mental health services, and we're number 2 in Canada for student satisfaction. And I think both of these are synonymous with the fact that our priority is for you to be successful and happy here on campus. So whether you need support in transitioning to university, whether you need support due to different accommodations, we are here to provide you with that. Here are our programs, which I'm sure you're familiar with. I just want to highlight that we have 7 academic faculties, our Applied Health Sciences faculty, Education, School of Business, Humanities, our School of Fine and Performing Arts, Mathematics and Science, Social Sciences. And for all of these programs, there are September, January, or May entry available. That is September, January, or May. Sorry, I meant to say it's fall, winter, or spring. Just some of the ones I want to highlight, though, as I mentioned at the very beginning, the fact that we are so dedicated to experiential education. So number 1 is concurrent education. If some of you are interested in being educators at the school level, you may have seen that it's kind of a complicated pathway to become a teacher here in Canada. We kind of assess that and give you a program that concurrently teaches you what you need to be what you need to become a teacher, as well as information relevant to your area. We have game design and game programming programs that are in joint with Niagara College. We have our international dual business administration degree, which you actually start here in Canada and you're able to complete in either Germany, France, England, or Ireland. This next program is always a bit of a trivia question. For those of you who don't know what this means, it's our way of participating in the heritage of Niagara. We're very well known for our wine, and this program is all about the study of wine, making it, harvesting the grapes, from the field all the way to the bottle. Medical sciences as well, for those of you interested in pursuing a career in medical sciences, this is a great foundational program and it gets you prepared for going to med school afterwards. We do have a pathway to a Master of Public Health / Master of Business Administration. So for those of you who know you want to participate in business and public health and be a part of the public health sector, as well as pursuing education after your undergraduate, this is a great option. We have our sport management program, which again, we're all about that experience, meaning that our students come out to be managers of sport teams in whether football in the US or Canada, or hockey here in Canada as well as in the US, tourism studies. And, there's no wonder that people come from all over the world to see Niagara Falls. So you could expect that here in Ontario, this is actually one of the biggest areas in Canada when it comes to tourism. And this is an opportunity for you to be part of that. And then, as I mentioned previously, we are all about learning opportunities. 100% of our programs have experiential learning elements. We have global opportunities for you to go and participate with our partners abroad, whether that's internships, field courses, or opportunities for exchanges. And we have a medicine and a law plus program, which enables you to get ahead on your certifications after your undergraduate degree. Now, the more attentive of you may have noticed in the very first slide that I put about programs that some of them had a co-op square next to them. And what co-op is a 12-month minimum of relevant work experience. What that means is that we're going to put you somewhere where you're going to be, first off, involved in what you want, and secondly, being given an opportunity to grow in what interests you. So if you want to be biochemist, we're not going to send you to be the secretary of a pharmaceutical company. We want to send you to the lab. We want to send you to do work. Over 40 of our programs offer the co-op option. We find that the majority of our students earn between $18 to $23 an hour. I should mention that all of our co-op programs are for paid internships or paid work experience. Just for context, the minimum wage per hour here in Ontario is currently $14.25. So you're earning well above that. And most importantly, probably what feeds into that figure that 96% of our students are so successful after graduation is the fact that about 80% of employers say that a co-op student is a potential future employer. And it all comes down to our career zone. This is one of the many places on campus that we have set up explicitly to support your success. So we connect you with 22 offerings outside of Canada with our external partners. We offer fairs that connect you with over 100 employers on campus. Again, we facilitate and we recommend that you participate on our over 200 practical on-campus courses. And we also connect you with many volunteer partnerships in case you want to get that experience, but don't want to have the commitment of having to participate every single day. So as I mentioned, we do have connections with over 22 options to travel abroad with our partners. The things I want to highlight is that it allows you to discover new cultures. You get to earn academic credits, meaning that this builds towards your undergraduate degree. But most importantly, you gain transferable skills. Whether you're going to Australia, like our student Oscar, the truth is that wherever you go, if we put you in a foreign environment, you're probably going to develop new skills to be more successful. And that's all going to feed into your resume and make you even more outstanding when you graduate. So as we mentioned, that's a 96% graduate success rate. And for those of you who may be wondering why even consider a Canadian university, if I haven't convinced you yet, the fact of the matter is that we see that students that graduate from Canadian universities earn up to 40% more than those who are graduating with only a college diploma. I want to talk a little bit about residences. For those of you who will be joining us or are thinking about joining us, this is probably one of the places where you'll stay. We have 4 different styles of residences. We have the traditional, the semi-suite, the suite, and the townhouse. Whichever one you pick, really the question kind of boils down to how much space do you want to have for yourself and how connected with the community would you like to be? I know for sure with our traditional and our semi-suite options, we make a lot of activities that involve either the floor or the a group of students. So we always are here to kind of connect you with the community and continue to grow your network of friends, while the suite and townhouse options are a bit more independent, I like to think. Whichever one you go for, always remember that we offer you a 24/7 support, whether that is emergencies, maintenance, whatever you want to call it, we're here to support you. There's always someone on the other side of the phone. We have a total of 2,475 beds available for students to stay at. And if you don't love sharing your space, don't worry, over 66% of our residence rooms are single rooms. For those of you thinking about applying, I just want to highlight that if you apply before June 1st, 2022, you will be guaranteed a spot in residence. There's also the option of living off campus. You can live locally at a place of your choosing. It starts at $450 a month. You can check out this website for more resources. And pretty much it's a great place to find rooms and houses for rent, as well as the sublets. So that's someone who rents a place and then wants to rent it to someone else. You can find students looking for roommates. I can tell you 100% as a student who's always lived off campus that having good roommates is key. And lastly, it gives you some resources such as your rights as a tenant and some other information that you should consider when you're looking into living off campus. And now I want to talk a little bit more about what is on campus to feed into your experience. So here you can see a 3D render of our new zone expansion. The truth is that this looks a little bit different because we just completed it. And this is something that's going to be available to you starting fall, really, or even today. The point is that these are all newly renovated and expanded facilities that allow you to get into shape or not, if you're not interested. I personally didn't make too much use of it as a student, but I can tell you for sure that if you're starting your fitness journey and you're not sure how to approach it, we do have plenty of trainers and guidance for you to know what to do. For those of you who've been watching the Olympics and want to try your crack at it, you can always just come for a swim in our Olympic-sized swimming pool where we host many competitions as well as open swim times. You can come to Niagara Falls, like you can see behind me. That's just 20 minutes away from campus. It's super easy to get there, and it's just one of the big hubs for entertainment and things to do. Also here in downtown St. Catharines, we have restaurants for many different cultures and cuisines. So if you want to try Mexican food, if you want to have Asian food, Middle Eastern food, we got a little bit of everything and a lot of entertainment options as well. As I mentioned at the very start, we're, if I'm not mistaken, the only university to be in a UNESCO World Biosphere Reserve. And that means that through our campus runs the historical and amazing and beautiful Bruce Trail. Again, just how can you beat that between classes? It's an amazing place for you to relax and decompress. As we also mentioned, the Niagara region is world renowned for its wine. You have the ability to visit many wineries. That means the place where they harvest the grapes and then turn them into wine. You can go into tours, you can try the wine yourself, or you could even partake in a bit of a grape stomp yourself. This is one of the big activities we have during the beginning of the year. It's a great opportunity for you to meet new people and also kind of get involved with, the history of Niagara. This is where we put together so many grapes and some tarps for you to go and stamp them and have fun. We also have many opportunities, as we mentioned, to be fit. And one of them is, of course, participating in our many sports as either a varsity athlete or an intramural athlete. So these are the many sports we have. I hope one of these you like at least. Wherever you see intramurals, that means we kind of hold our own little league. And it's something that people do kind of after classes. Wherever you see a C, that means this is a place where we can offer you classes. So whether you want to learn swimming or you want to join a group Zumba class, these are great opportunities for you to become more acquainted with the process of working out. So if you're interested in applying and you haven't already, here is kind of how it works. It kind of all separates on your English requirement, and I will mention the English requirements on the next slide. But if you have met them, then you just want to apply through either BROC or OUAC. The main difference being that if you want to apply through OUAC, you have a due date of January 13th, and you're only able to apply for the full term. Whereas if you apply through us, you have more time until May 1st if you're applying for the full term, and you are also able to apply for winter and spring at these dates posted right here. If you have not met our English requirement, don't worry, that's not the end of the world. We actually offer a lot of resources and programs for you to make up your English level, and we'll hold your place at your undergraduate degree. Once you're done, we'll put you right into your undergrad degree. It's a great option if you ask me. So just briefly going over our English requirements. Some of you may be coming from school systems where your primary language of instruction is English. You can submit that to be considered for exemption. But otherwise, if you're taking a test, these are the scores we require. That's 110 for Duolingo, 6.5 for IELTS with no band below 6, and 88 for TOEFL with a minimum of 21 on speaking and writing. I would encourage you to double check the requirements on your program, as some programs may have a higher requirement. Specifically, accounting has a 7.5 on IELTS. You can also take the BROC English placement test, and this is a great option if, for instance, you took the TOEFL and you didn't quite meet the requirements, you want a second shot, you can take this test right on campus. We'll get back to you in just 5 days, and if you have a better score, we'll consider this one instead. But yeah, that about does it for me. I know this was kind of introductory, but kind of, to get you more acquainted with us. Stay connected with us. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. This is our handle for Instagram. And again, just kind of going back to, if you have any more questions, we are 100% available to meet with you. Here's the QR code, anything you would like to talk about.